Hey everybody, Mike Burkholder, publisher of East County Today, and the hot topic is whether or not the Pittsburg Police Department in California should change their tattoo policy that would allow officers from being forced to cover up their tattoos to being able to showcase them. And Pittsburgh put out a online, social media post asking the community whether or not they should be allowed to showcase their tattoo and change the policy. And they'd had over about 1,000 responses, and basically 94% of the community said, yeah, they should be allowed to do it. And for me, I don't really care. I'm all for it. If they want to showcase a tattoo while on duty, fine with me, as long as their response times are good. A tattoo is not going to define a work ethic. It's not going to define a skill set. Some people will claim that tattoos are unprofessional, but again, who gets to decide what is professional and what is not? Really, what should matter at the end of the day is the level of service and customer support that Pittsburgh Police would provide, and really any officer across the country. I know each department has a different policy on this, very similar to facial hair. Some departments allow it, some departments don't. So it really comes down to a police chief that gets to make the decision on that policy. You know, going a step further, as long as the tattoos are not on the face, they're not gang related, they don't showcase hate, they don't have naked people on it. I mean, for most part, most people will use good judgment when putting those tattoos in a place where people can see. A lot of those can be covered up, so again, who cares? Where I live in the East Bay, it gets to be about 100 degrees or more in the summer. So having to cover up in the summer with long sleeves, really, I don't think that's very good. I mean, they could overheat, they could get dehydrated. They're running from call to call. It's just uncomfortable. Wouldn't you want people to be comfortable while they're doing their job? And because I know for me, I show up sometimes to scenes with, honestly, flip-flops, shorts, and a button-down shirt. I hate wearing pants. But a lot of people in the industry that I'm in, have to wear long pants and shoes. But I get to make my own rules, which is great. For people that say they don't want cops with tattoos, my question is why? Because that's equivalent to not wanting a police officer because they're not white. That's equivalent to saying I don't want an African American police officer. I don't want a female police officer. Tattoos don't define people. It's just an expression. So again, it comes back to what's the level of comfort, what's the level of service. In reality, some people may relate better to an officer with a tattoo. Each situation is different. Now, I know some will argue that sex and ethnicity does not apply to tattoos because officers cannot choose their sex or ethnicity, whereas they choose to get a tattoo. Okay, fair point. I get that. Then let's simplify it. It's like saying you're going to discriminate against a police officer because they got purple hair, blue hair, they got a crappy haircut, they got buck teeth. There's a million ways you could discriminate on looks, and tattoos is just one of them. That's really the point. It's just a form of discrimination based on looks. So at the end of the day, if it's a cop, if it's a firefighter, if it's a nurse, doctor, you know what? I want their skill level. I want their expertise. I want them saving my life. I don't care what they look like. I don't care what they have on their body. I don't even care what they're wearing. If they could save my life, if they could arrest a bad guy and make my day better because I need their help, great. Who cares what they look like? Every police department should do away with that policy. So I'm curious in the comments, do you agree with me? Do you disagree? And why? I would love your feedback. And if you could do me a favor and hit subscribe, I would much appreciate it. Have a great day. Take care.